Hey students, so today we're going to be looking at sound waves and how we measure sound waves. So there are two ways that we measure sound waves. Sound waves are measured by amplitude and by frequency. So let's draw these up on the board so that you can see what the difference is and why we need these two measurements, okay? So the first thing that we're going to tackle is amplitude. So what you're going to draw is a starting point for your graph, okay? So I'm doing that in my red pen so that you can see the difference between the starting point and the sound wave. So starting point is right here. And this is just going to represent a 1 second time period in our graph, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to be drawing some sound waves onto this graph. Okay, so amplitude, and I have that one underlined in purple up here, so this is amplitude. Amplitude is the measurement between the starting point and either the valley or the peak of a sound wave, okay? So this sound wave, the peak right here, you can see that this is a much shorter amplitude than this one over here, okay? So here's our valley. So amplitude, we're just going to put a quick definition over here. Amplitude is the distance between starting point and peaks or valleys, okay? So I'm gonna just add one thing to our picture over here. Just in red, I'm gonna write that this is our starting point. Okay. So amplitude. So amplitude is going to tell us the intensity of the sound, okay? So how loud is the sound? The other way that we measure sound waves is through frequency. How fast are the sound waves coming within that 1 second time limit, okay? So same thing, we're gonna have our starting point here. And we're going to draw some sound waves on here. This time we're going to do them at a higher frequency down here than we have up here. So we're going to make these sound waves come a little bit faster in our 1 second time period. So you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 peaks in our 1 second time period versus 2 peaks in our 1 second time period. So this is a much faster frequency or higher frequency. So the definition of frequency, this is our second characteristic, is the number of peaks or valleys in a 1 second time period. Okay, and we just want to put a little star under this one and say that this graph has a higher frequency than the graph above. Okay, so hopefully this helps you understand kind of the difference between how we measure sound waves. And as you look and analyze your motion detector data and your simulator data, you're going to notice that the louder the sound is, the higher the frequency and also the higher the amplitude. So loudness is measured basically on two points, okay? Oh, we forgot to label our peak and our valley here. So we've got a peak here and a valley here. So frequency is measured from peak to peak or from valley to valley. So I just want to make sure we've got that up here. So here is frequency. Okay. All right, thanks guys, see ya.